Shalom. All praises due to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Racha Kwadash. The bonus to the elect apostles, bishops, elders, are great, no stone, that we're well. Shalom to like Aki out there, do this work, sincerity and truth, and not for vainglory, season out of season. All right, brothers, I just want to bring out these couple of scriptures. We're going to go to Psalms, the 104th chapter in the 3rd verse. Okay, it says, "Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters? Who maketh the clouds his chariots? Who walketh upon the wings of the wind?" So what I'm trying to get to, the main point is, who maketh the clouds his chariots? Okay, because the clouds are known as the chariots of Yahweh. Okay, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And that's how the elect of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are going to be delivered. Okay, you're going to be delivered in the cloud, which is the chariots. Now, the so-called white man calls them UFOs. Okay, aerial phenomenons. And that's some of the names that he calls them. Okay, he calls them unidentifiable flying objects when they're identifiable. And that's how the elect of the nation of Israel, the elect of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are going to be delivered. You're going to be delivered in the cloud. Okay? All right? You're going to be beamed up into a cloud, which is a chariot, which is the so-called white man call them UFOs. Okay? All right? Now, it's going to be a great deliverance, man. And also the chariots are going to destroy America, man. They're going to shoot lasers out to destroy America. I remember the first time, well, not the first time, maybe the second time, actually, it was the camp downtown Brooklyn in New York. And they had I think one of the brothers back at One West had drew a picture, and they showed the chariots, they show Yahweh Shai, right? A picture, a drawing of Yahweh Shai, and I saw it. I wasn't in the truth yet, but I was listening at the camp, and I saw the picture. And at first, I was like, "Yo, man, what is this? Yo, these guys must be crazy, man." But they talking about UFOs. You see what I'm saying? But Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai had mercy upon me to actually see through the scriptures that the so-called UFOs are coming. Because what do Esau do, which is the so-called white man, according to the Bible? What does he do? He makes it like, there's aliens in the chariots, in the in the so-called UFOs. Little green men, Martians, and so forth. Okay, all right. Which those are nothing but demons. So they're trying to say demons are in the chariots, aliens are in the chariots. No, the angels are in the chariots, man. And Yahweh Shai is coming on the biggest chariot that people ever seen in history. Okay? All right? Okay? Let's go to it. Okay, let's go to Second Esdras. All right. That's a lot here, brothers. Yeah, Salakia. Okay, so let's go to the Apocrypha. All right, let's go to the Apocrypha. Second Esdras, 13th chapter. Okay, and we'll start there. All right, start there. Second Esdras 13. All right. Uh, I'll start at the first verse. Okay. Second Ezra 13:1. And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night. So he had a dream about what was going to happen in these days, in the last days that we living in now. Okay. Which the last days happened when Yahweh Shai, was crucified on the cross. Okay. All the way up to now. So he had a dream about it. Like when 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 Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, told Aaron and Miriam, because they spoke against Moses having that heathen woman, okay, and the Most High said, if there's a prophet, you know, I'll talk to him in a dream, I'll give him a vision, but not so with Moses. He spoke to Moses face to face, okay. So yeah, hey man, brothers have certain dreams, man, about the time of Jacob's trouble, about the chariots, you know what I'm saying? About Yahweh Shai, about the kingdom. So brothers have certain dreams. So it's the same thing that the beloved prophet Esdras had. Okay, this is a dream that he had. Okay, it says, and it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, and it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. That man is talking about Yahweh Shai. Okay. All right. That's who it's talking about. And he waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. Michael, the archangel. Okay. And all the other angels and all the other chariots. And a chariot that he's going to come on. Okay. It says, and I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. He waxed strong, man. He came with great spiritual power. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. Yeah, because Yahweh Shai is coming back with that great, dreadful, great spiritual power, man. So the world's going to tremble, man. All the people on the earth are going to tremble when they see Yahweh Shai coming on that giant-sized chariot and the Michael Archangel and all the other chariots. Okay? All right? And it says, and wheresoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice when those lasers came out of the chariots. Okay? Now, the so-called white man has lasers that he uses, but Yahweh Shai, lasers that's come out the giant-sized chariot and all the other chariots, man, they're going to be burnt up. They're going to be turned into dust. Okay? I'm talking about the people. I'm talking about the buildings. I'm talking about everything that's in here in America. It says, and all the armies that's coming to fight against Yahweh Shai. Okay? The armies of Satan. Okay? Satan and his angels, which is the so-called white man and all the other heathen nations that's going to come to fight against Yahweh Shai. Okay? It says, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, which are the lasers, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there were gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. Came out of the sea is when he came out of the space. Okay? All right? Okay, when he came out of space, he came through the ozone layer, that's just talking about the sea. Okay? And it says, and I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. So was he flying on an actual mountain? No, he was flying on a giant chariot, man. Okay? All right? A giant chariot, probably half size of the planet. Okay? That's how giant this chariot is going to be. It was so big, Esdras can only describe it as a mountain. Okay? All right? That's how giant the chariot was. That's how giant the cloud was. Okay? Which the clouds are the chariots. so-called UFOs. And he flew upon it, okay? And it said, but I would have seen the region or place where the hill was graven, and I could not. Yeah, because it wasn't a mountain. It was a giant chariot. That's why. Okay? And after this, I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were so afraid and yet durst fight. Yeah, so they was scared to death. The shit was scared out of them, man. But they went to fight against Yahweh Shai, Michael Archangel, and other chariots anyway. Okay, because the Most High wants that battle, man. The scriptures say, Exodus 15:3, Yahweh is a man of war, and Yahweh is his name. Okay, man. So Yahweh is a man of war, man. Most High gonna have that battle go down. All right. So that's it. I just wanted to bring that out. Okay. So let's go back to Psalms 104 and 3. If I'm not mistaken. Psalms 104 and 3. And these things are going to take place real soon. You know, real soon, man. You know. Psalms 104 and 3. Okay. Psalms, the 104th chapter and the 3rd verse. Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariot, who walketh upon the wings of the wind. Now, let's go to Isaiah the 19th chapter. Okay. Isaiah the 19th chapter. Yeah, the Apostle Tahar was breaking this whole chapter down. Okay, 19 and 1. All right. Isaiah the 19th chapter in the first verse. It says, the burden of Egypt. Now, Egypt is America. Okay. Egypt is America. The burden of Egypt, because the Israelites were in slavery, all the 12 tribes were in slavery in the ancient Egypt. Okay. And all the Israelites were in slavery, and it still is in slavery here in America. You know, because you have all the tribes here. Okay, all the 12 tribes are here in America. Okay, all right, and the so-called white man has put all the 12 tribes in America, just like how he had them in slavery, just like the Egyptians had the 12 tribes of Israel in the ancient Egypt, Okay, all right, and the word Egypt is a Greek word that means bondage. Okay. And America is that spiritual Egypt, okay? The all-seeing eye, the pyramid on the dollar bill, the obelisk, the Washington Monument. That all goes back into Egypt, man, okay? They worship the sun, you know? Their high holy day, so to speak, in these churches on Sunday. That goes back to Egypt, man. The worship of the sun, you know? The dollar bill has a pyramid on it, an Egyptian pyramid on it. Okay, with an all-seeing eye was what the eye of Horus. Okay, when you see the IHS on that cross that they have in certain churches, they'll have a staff with a cross on it, or they'll have a cross, and then they'll have IHS. That goes back to Isis, Horus, and Seth. Okay, Egyptian gods and goddesses. Okay, so America is that spiritual Egypt, all right, that the Bible speaks of. All right, it says, the burden of Egypt, which is America, behold, Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud. So, you know, Yahweh Shai is going to ride on a swift cloud. Now, we know the cloud is talking about the chariots. And that's how he's coming, which I read in the book of 2nd Ezra 13th chapter. Okay. It says, and shall come into Egypt. Okay. All right. He shall come into Egypt means what? He's going to come to America. Why? Because that's where the main deliverance is going to be here in America. Okay. Now, you're going to have Israelites, the elect of the nation of Israel, the elect of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, going to be delivered all over the earth because the scriptures tell you that, man. You know, Isaiah 11:11 goes into that, the 11th chapter and 11th verse. Okay. You're going to have Israelites being delivered from the four corners of the earth because the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, were scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Okay. All right. It says, and shall come into Egypt for that great deliverance. So, you know, the so-called white man, Esau, they don't want the Israelites to be delivered. They don't want you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to be delivered. They want to keep you in bondage. They want to keep you in slavery. Just like the Egyptians refuse, the ancient Egyptians refused to let the nation of Israel go. The so-called white man, which is the spiritual Egypt, is the same way. He does not want to let you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans be delivered. He doesn't. Okay? All right? He wants to keep you here in slavery. Okay? He doesn't want you to receive the kingdom of heaven. He doesn't want you to receive a mercy from Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. Okay? He wants to keep on murdering you and keeping you destitute and keeping you in slavery, man. That's what he wants. All right? To the point where he wants to actually put a RFID chip in you, which we know is the mark of the beast, according to Revelations, the 13th chapter and the 16th verse, and in other chapters and verses, to say that, wait a minute, you're his. You belong to him. Okay? That's if you take the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, that's what you're saying. You're saying that the so-called white man is your God. You belong to him when we belong to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. Okay? I'm talking about the nation of Israel. Okay? Because the Lord chose the nation of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Americans, to be his chosen holy people. But the so-called white man doesn't want that. He wants to keep you in bondage and in slavery forever. Okay? So it says, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence. Okay? Which is talking about what? Them ICBM missiles, man. When they come here to America to destroy it. Okay? So the idols of Egypt, the idols of America, shall be moved at his presence when them nuclear missiles come, man. You know, here it is. You got North Korea. They're in the news. They testing more nuclear missiles. You know, you got Iran. They trying to get their nuclear missile game up. You know what I'm saying? You know, all these nations, man, they're testing their nuclear missiles because guess what? They're going to shoot their nuclear missiles over here to America. It's prophesied in the Bible. Along with America's allies, they're going to go against America too. All right? It said the beast shall hate the whore and burn her with fire. So that's the NATO and the EU nations. They ain't even going to shoot nuclear missiles over here to America to destroy it, man. By them ICBM nuclear missiles, intercontinental ballistic missiles. Okay? To burn America up. To burn the spiritual Egypt and the spiritual Sodom. Okay? It says, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, meaning when the missiles come in to destroy America, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. That's right, man. You know, America is going to be burnt 100%, man. All right. It says, in the heart of Egypt, America shall melt in the midst of it. So America's going to be melted away, man. It's going to be completely, utterly destroyed by them nuclear missiles and by Yahweh Shai and the angels shooting lasers out of the chariots, man. Yahweh Shai is coming on the chariot half of the size of the planet, man. A mountain-sized chariot, man. Okay? To continue to bring more fire on this place, America. You know? Because why America is what? That beacon of light to the whole world. And it's pushing its wickedness in the whole entire earth. And it shed the blood of the saints, which are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are the Israelites. Okay? So a great destruction is coming, but a great deliverance is coming as well. By Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. All right? Shalom, hope you've been edified.